Okay, ladies and gentlemen, people over the internet, the Slightly Daily podcast has returned. I'm just going to do a brief little life update. Um, life update is a good way to put it. Life update, just kind of catching you guys up on the speed. Um, it's been 2 months since the podcast has happened because of unforeseen circumstances. Nothing crazy. There's just been a lot of life happening. As you can see, the obvious here, where I'm in a new space, a new studio. If you've checked out Parker's stream right here, you'll probably see me in the background. This is where I've been streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So that's number one. Okay, just moving in itself. We've been here for, I think this next coming up week will be a month. So almost a month in the new spot. So there's that. And I'm just now kind of getting into a comfortability into this space here to where that we can actually start recording stuff and getting this thing going again. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here today to just kind of just catch you guys up to speed. I'll maybe hit a couple topics here and there, but nothing crazy. 20 to 30 minutes just to kind of get the old juices flowing again. So yeah, 2 months ago, the last podcast that we put out was the pre-Bonnaroo podcast. So I guess this is where I'll kind of get into it a little bit. My friends and family have heard me talk about this ad nauseum, but it's been a crazy eight to 9 weeks. Okay, so vibes are high going into Bonnaroo. Obviously, it's vacation. It's Bonnaroo. It's a happy place. We did a pre-show. Post-show is coming soon. I'll get to that once I get to the end of this. But long story short, we're having a good time. I'm vlogging it. I'll get to the end. I'm trying to stay linear here, but I'll get to the vlog portion soon. We're at Bonnaroo. We're having fun, etc. Bonnaroo is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and you leave Sunday night. So it's a 5-day thing. We're having fun, chilling, hanging out, whatever. Sunday evening, I get laid off from my job. So ruins my mood, I'd say. Not ruins me. I thought it would, but it didn't. I'm not going to come on here and just try and give some sort of motivational speech or something, but it's been a crazy couple months because it was just really tough because I went from happy as can be. I'm with my girlfriend, my best friends. I'm in the happiest place on earth. Literally got the greatest camp set up. I'm chilling. This is like the best weekend of my entire life, damn near. And then Sunday, the last day, we're leaving in 12 hours. I get a text from my boss, and they're like, "Hey, we're laying you off," essentially. So imagine going from 10 on the happiness scale to negative 10. Very tough, man. So I just want to kind of, as far as the motivational stuff goes, I'll keep it to a brief minimum because this isn't something that's necessarily entertaining. But yeah, I know that people get sad, man, and sometimes it's hard to do things. But you gotta know that it will get better, and find that motivation and that strength to push through it. Find things to keep you occupied, healthy things that'll keep you occupied. Because it's very easy to run from the problem at in front of your face. And on top of all that, it was difficult, not necessarily losing the job. Obviously, that sucks because it was a job that I loved. I was doing social media, marketing. I was getting to be in a lot of cool sports situations. I met a lot of cool people. That sucked. But on top of that, we had a month to move out of our apartment and find this house that we're in right now. So finding a job and finding a place to live all in one go is very stressful. So not to make any excuses, but that's why the podcast hasn't been happening as regularly. But we are going to be this next year. I guess 11 months we got left now, at least, is going to be insane, as if it hasn't already been. I mean, if you're on Parker's Twitch, this room looks very familiar to you because we've been streaming and going crazy. Been having a ton of fun, but the podcast is coming back 10, 100, a million times harder than it has ever been. We have a dedicated space for the podcast now. So instead of me setting it up in my living room, for those who have been on the show before, that it was just in my living room and had to set everything up, take it down, edit, it's a whole thing. Now, Parker, me, anybody else, people who come on now will have a place to sit, a dedicated space, and a dedicated space to get me and Parker can edit. And Parker can edit his stuff. We have plenty of space. And I will say, so this is 100. Let me check real quick. This is episode, just to give you some clarity. So this is episode 157. Is that right? Wow. 157, I guess you could call this. So I would say the first 60 or so was like the chapter 1, part 1 of the podcast, where Connor and I were in a tiny little bedroom trying stuff out. And dude, I will say, although we didn't know what we were doing, it was so easy to create in that space because there was a dedicated space for that. And now we have that back again. I got a lot of cool guests that are going to be here, man. I'm excited for this next year and this next chapter. I'm streaming on Twitch and stuff. Yeah. So there's that. That was quick. That was easy. 7 minutes out of the way. 6-7 minutes out of the way. I just had to kind of give you guys a little brief, little backstory of where the show's been. And no, I did not give up. I will never give up on this, ever. This is something that I'm gonna be doing hopefully until the day that I die. I love podcasting. It is such a fulfilling thing to do for me personally. So this is like I said, this is a little makeshift episode, but I just wanted to pop the camera up, pop the mic up, sit at my desk, and just kind of chat for a couple minutes. Next order of business, I told you guys I'd get back to the Bonnaroo portion. So this was my, let's just start here. So this was the 19, this was my 4th year vlogging it. And each year it becomes easier and easier to think ahead of what would be cool shots, what would be cool things to video and include in the vlog. Every year that I go, it's a different experience, and I have more experience. So every year I think it gets better and better. So you guys are not going to want to miss this year's vlog. I don't want to give a whole lot of details away, but it's the longest one, and last year's was pretty long. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's the longest one, but I will say this. So there's an element of, when it comes to the vlog, Bonnaroo vlog specifically, there's an element of, okay, yes, I want to make a vlog that's going to connect with the most people, be impactful, but I wouldn't say that's my first priority with this. Or even, I would say that's my second priority. My first priority with this is to capture Bonnaroo into a it's hard to explain. I don't know how to put it into proper words, but capture the feeling of it and put it into a video to where you can go back and revisit it all the time. And then also, priority number 1 over that anything is for myself and my friends to go back and experience that feeling that you felt at this show, or that feeling that you felt whenever we were walking around in the campsites and saw something random and crazy. It's really, that's priority number 1, is for us to go back and revisit this. Priority number 2 is then, okay, how do we, if we can reach the masses, that's cool. And those have turned out to be my most popular videos, was the vlogs. So there's that. Vlog is coming soon. We are 2 weeks left in August. It will be out before September. I will say that. And then I'll tell you this. So the reason why I don't really feel any urgency on putting it out, like, oh my God, like I could have got home from Bonnaroo mid-June and rushed it out before July. But the reason why I like to wait a little bit is there's two things. One, I want to take my time on it and make sure that it hits. Make sure it checks box number one, which is that first priority, which is taking us back there. And priority number two is I have this process that I like to do with the vlog itself is I want you to feel like you're back at the farm, right? So we're at the point, right now where those memories are starting to become memories and they're starting to fade and they don't feel as fresh. Like the shopping beforehand, the excitement that you felt, that excitement for this year's Bonnaroo is gone now. It's already happened. So what I like to do is put out the vlog as the excitement and hype has started to like dissipate. So boom, it hits you again. And you're like, oh my God, I'm right back here. So that's the main goal with those. And I will say, once this is done, I'm gonna get my whole Roo crew together, and we're gonna do a post Bonnaroo reaction of the vlog, a post Bonnaroo podcast, reacting to the vlog in real time with them. I haven't decided if I want to make that like the premiere, if I want to like put it out and be like, hey, it's out while we're live streaming. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that is coming very, very soon. More podcasts are coming soon. I'm in touch with a couple people. I don't really have a whole lot else. I will say, as far as talking points go, topics go, I want to say I told you so first. Because I tried to tell you guys 3 years ago about my man Months-Sld touchdown. And I'm not, if y'all think I'm lying, I really don't care, because that is my proudest achievement. And that was the whole point. Little tangent here. The whole point of this platform and the blog the blog is under maintenance right now. I haven't used it in a while, but the blog and this platform here was for this type of thing. Artist, people, conversations to happen and facilitate. And just a quick backstory. I've told this story so many fucking times, but I connected with Months-Sld Touchdown in 2020. I was the first maybe not the first person, but I know I was one of the first people to reach out to him. And I was the first person that was a blog or a creative person to cover him ever. And he will vouch for that. And I don't want to like count my chickens before they hatch, but hopefully I can get him on here one day. I spoke to him a couple times in the last couple months. I will say that. I'm going to try and connect with him, but obviously he's got a lot going on right now. So yeah, that's enough about me. I will say September 8th, he has an album coming out. Drake is co-signing him. He was on Travis Scott's album. Lil Yachty's co-signed him. You pretty much can name anybody in the world right now. And Months-Sld's like one of those people, he's bubbling. And I found the kid whenever he had freaking 9,000 Instagram followers, and now he's got almost 300,000. So, yeah. And the last two, so he's been doing, I'm sure today he'll post us another snippet, but the last 2 days he's came out with 2 snippets of the album. And I mean, it is a breath of fresh air. And I can almost guarantee that's how I described his music in that that first blog post I did. It's a breath of fresh air because you can tell, and Parker and I spoke about this, about Utopia. It's nice to hear people put like effort into songs and almost perfect it. And there's no such thing as perfect, but perfect it as much as you can, instead of just being like, here's a beat, I'm rapping, next song. Here's a beat, I'm rapping. Like, no, like, let's think about this. How can we layer this? How can we move this part around and move it and extend this part and, like, customize it. And it takes talent, it takes effort. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, anybody can do it, you know? And Tizo's awesome. Shout out to that guy. Um, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do like I said, a short little brief 15-minute episode just to kind of let you guys know I'm back. I'm not going nowhere. If you or anybody else is interested in being a guest on this podcast and want to sit on that chair with me, by all means, contact via DM. Yeah, guys, a lot of cool stuff coming. This fall and winter is about to be crazy. Parker and I and all my little gang of my gang of homies, we are about to burn it down. Peace out.